We have changed direction. We have had recently the decisions from the Byron Park Trust, right, and also the working with the Byron Park organisation and supporting them through the Voluntary Sector Initiative Fund. And I think we need to find a way forward with the community libraries that we have as well, not just Byron, Preston Park. We also need to think about Cricklewood and Kensal. So as I said, I think we do need to find a different way forward. And of course, organisations like the Preston Community Library have been working in the community. They've been providing a lot of services that have been benefit to a lot of residents and to actually the young people who are using those services. And we need to have a strategy and policy in place that recognises the work of these organisations and enable them to work with Brent Council and some of the departments and the services that we provide. So I think it would be right to, as part of this process, to ask our DNO team to go away and to take a look at what the options around a strategy that enables us to continue working with the organisations like Preston Community Library, so that we do have a clear way of working with them and supporting those organisations. And some of the decisions we take are going to have an impact on the space we have in Preston Park Community Library. But we also need to make sure the Preston Community Library, Kensal Rise, etc. also have a way in to those spaces as well, right? Because, as I said, they have been working to support some of the services that we used to provide, and how can they better fit in with the way we work and deliver some of the and continue delivering the good work that they are providing. So if we can have a strategy or policy coming forward that enables us to work with the community organisations, especially Preston Community Library as well, so that it enables them to have access to some of these spaces, so in a more fit way rather than the policy we have at the moment, which I think can be a bit of a hindrance and a barrier. And I think at the moment, the way it's working with the license we have, we're working on a monthly basis or week-to-week basis. I think it's not conducive to having a good relationship with organisations like that. And if we can take a look at having a 3-month license up until December, which will give our children and young people the opportunity to review the situation with school places. Okay. And then from January, hopefully the report will be ready by then. We can take a look at starting off with a 6-month license in the start, and if it's possible, for us, once the school places issue has been looked into, to take a look at a 12-month license to enable the Preston Community Library to have some certainty about as to where their residence is, because at the moment I don't think it's really fair for them to be sort of living sort of on a hand-to-mouth basis, and we need to send a clear message and signal about, yes, we have gotten over the past. We need to find a better way of working with the community, and I hope that as we move forward, we can demonstrate that this is about working with the community organisations that are working with us, and we want to fully support those organisations in making sure that they do have access to some of those facilities as well, rather than just being left and all of us having a confrontational sort of approach. And this is more about working collaboratively, working hand in hand, and making sure that organisations like the PCL do have some kind of say and involvement in the way forward as well. Okay, I'll leave that there. And what I will say is the report is about having a conversation with the garage next door to the site, is about seeing whether or not we can purchase the site of the owners to have a better development that will enable us not only to provide that community space, but also to see if there's a potential for us to provide more homes in the borough. And this report is, as I said, has a few options in there. Either developing the current site with 5 homes and the community space, and also if we purchase the adjacent site, we have additional 14 homes. At the current site, obviously, there is an income target on there. The income target is on a commercial basis, and it's not something that we'd be expecting the Preston Community Library to be actually paying £51,000. This is making sure that that if a building is given to a community organisation, right, that we are clear about the subsidy that is being levied or being contributed, right, to the new organisation that will be working with us on that new site as well. And so it would be wrong of us to do anything different to what we have done with organisations like the Borough Park.
I mean, you have tonight sort of come halfway towards meeting the people who are running the Preston Library, but I would like you to consider tonight, it's good to hear all these things, and that you're going to consider offering them what you promised as an election promise, peppercorn rent in the Preston Library building. And so tonight I hope that you do not agree and pass what you have written down on this, that you take it away off the table, rewrite it with the necessary changes that need making tonight, and then bring it back at the end to a future Cabinet meeting, because I'm sure there's no mad rush at the moment to actually build houses on this site or flats. We have time, we can wait. You make sure you get this right, because the people who have been running this library have given their time and effort and money free, and they are providing services that we no longer can afford to provide. And this is a model for how we have other groups in the community who work, and we have to help them. And the only way we can help them is to recognise that they are not in a position to raise vast sums of money. We have buildings and sites that we can offer them and let them use them at peppercorn rents. I think that's enough for now.
Thank you, Councillor Harrison. Pat, can you turn your microphone on? Okay, Councillor Hussain.
Well, I don't really want to, can add very much to what Pat has already said. It's just that there is such a service being provided in this venue at the moment, and as Pat has said, it's being provided voluntarily. It's providing a service that they can't get anywhere else. It's getting together communities. We're a very mixed community in Brent, we know that, and it's so important that they find a place where they can meet. There's so much separation in our society. These are groups that probably know very little about each other when they start, but then they get to know each other and they form communities. And there's so much that we can no longer do, that we haven't got the money for, being cut back, and they're providing this. And I think and even the film club, I'm told, I have to admit I've only been to a couple of these films. They're very good. They're really good. And they are not just your run-of-the-mill, the one that's just the most popular. They're films from different times, historical, that are showing, especially the, was mentioned to me, the story of Wembley, which newcomers to this area probably know nothing about. And that's all I can say. I just hope that you will support it.
And don't agree with
Thank you very much.
Remove it.
Thank you very much.
I'm speaking as somebody that's obviously an outsider. It's not my patch, but I've been following very carefully what's been going on there. I have an interest in libraries. Obviously, I have the same sort of scenario with Kensal Rise Library. So I was trying to work out what the leader was telling us tonight, and I'm not quite sure where we are vis-à-vis the proposals that are in the report. I thought Councillor Harrison made a very good proposal, which was the most sensible thing, I think. Withdraw the whole thing and start again. One of the things that I noticed when I've been reading the various emails and stuff that's been coming around, Mr. Bloomberg put forward a very detailed expose of the facts and figures. And I didn't hear a reply. I don't know whether there was a reply from officers to that, but that seemed to me to be a very intelligent email, far above my intelligence level, but I'm sure that others can work it out. But I would have liked to have seen a reply to that. And also, I wasn't quite sure whether, if option 2 was proposed, whether the library would have had to bid for it with everybody else. I hear what he was saying about if they did win the bid, they would get a reduced rent. They wouldn't have to pay the 51k. But I wasn't quite sure whether they would have to compete for it with everybody else. But I do think that this seems to me a very impressive group of people that have worked very, very hard, just like they do at Kensal Rise. I think they put forward a very, very strong case. I support totally Councillor Harrison's proposal to start again, look at it, take on board all the points that have been made, and move forward in a very constructive, reasonable, sensible way. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brent.